What up, though? Everybody, welcome back to another episode of the King and Deuce Show. My name is Deuce, and it's just me tonight. King has some things to take care of tonight. He's a father, got a family, so I'm gonna hold it down tonight. This is gonna be a short stream, y'all. This is gonna be a short stream, probably about 20 minutes. I know it's not. I didn't let you guys know ahead of time, but sometimes that's how it is, right? Something comes up. And you got to talk about it. You got to get off your chest. And so, it's just going to be a regular conversation. It's just going to be some things that I definitely wanted to address with regard to what predictions have been made about our Detroit Pistons. So I'm going to get everybody a chance to get in here so I don't sound repetitive and have to say the same things over and over again. What's going on, Kay? Yeah. Billy Bands, what's good, my dog? Brian, what's good? What's good? Yeah, we're going to get started in a few minutes. Like I said, I just want to give everybody a chance to kind of get in and just get settled in. Yeah, Billy, I'm going to the opener. I'll be there Sunday. Me and King will be in the building for that game against Bucks. We'll be at the open practice on Saturday. And for those who don't know, the open practice is at Wayne State this year. It's not at LCA, it's at Wayne State. You can get tickets online. Doors open at 11 o'clock. And the practice actually starts at 12 o'clock. Okay. So make sure you guys are there. If anybody is there, if you see me, come talk to me, bro. I am a normal dude. I'm a normal dude. I don't stand out. I'm 5'7", 5'8". You know what I mean? But yeah, if you see me, come holler at me, man. Let's talk. Let's talk. As much as we talk on here, we definitely got to talk in person, right? So yeah, I'm gonna give it another minute and then we're gonna get started with this because I really have a lot that I want to say about this. Before we get started, I want to ask you guys, as far as predictions go, how many games do you guys all think we're going to win this season? Because everybody has their opinion, and I want to hear all of you guys. I want to hear everybody's opinion about what they think, realistic or not. I want to know if you're delusional with it, let me know. If you think it's realistic, we can get to a certain number, let me know. If you think we're going to underachieve this year, it's going to take a year for these guys to gel, whatever you think. I want to hear all of it. And if you post it, we'll actually talk about it. If you post it, we will talk about it. Okay, so we got, what's up, Kay? I see you. I said hi. See, I said hi this time. See, I'm being nice. I see you. Okay, let's see what we got. Artist said 25. Artist, that's broad, bro. That's a 10-game range, bro. I need something. I need a number. Give me a number, Artist. That's a cop-out, bro. Give me an actual number. Kay said 30. Okay. Billy Band says 32 to 35. Josh says 25. Iceberg, give me a number, Brody. Give me an actual number. 35, 40. So you got 35, 37. What you think? If healthy, 40 from Kenyatta. Kenyatta was good. Brian says 52. Sheesh. Okay, y'all playing around now. Like y'all not even really being okay. All right. So we're gonna break Golden State's record and then lose in the finals in 7 games to LeBron James' Lakers after they come back from being down 3-1 to us. Okay, gotcha. All right. Oh man, y'all are funny, man. Y'all are hilarious. Y'all crack me up. Okay, we go Iceberg. Okay, 40. Okay. Wow. I mean that's ambitious. That's ambitious for sure. But I'm not mad at it because I think my number is higher than most. And I do not, by any stretch of the imagination, feel that it is a stretch, which we'll get into. Lakers winning it all because they got LeBron and his son. Oh, you think narrative based, huh? Okay. We're about to get started, y'all. Realistic, I'm going to go 32. Okay, 32. Okay. Yeah, 32 is, I think that's pretty reasonable. I think 32 is pretty reasonable. A lot of people don't, but I'm one of the people that think that we can make a drastic change. One thing that King always says is that a lot can change in one season, right? A lot can change in one season for a basketball team when you make the right moves. The most recent event that I think about as far as a drastic change from one season to the next was back during COVID. It was a while ago, but think about the COVID season. Do you guys remember in the bubble when they finished the season? I think it was like 9 or 10 games or something like that. And remember that shot that Devin Booker hit over Paul George, that three-pointer, fadeaway three-pointer he hit, falling away. He made over Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, and he just laid there for a minute as the game was over. He just sat there. That season, I think they won like 10 straight games to end the season, but they still ended up not making the playoffs because they started off so terrible. They weren't good that season, but they came on late, right? The very next season, they went to the finals, because they made the right moves. That was the key. They made the right moves. And that's kind of what I'm getting at here, is that things can change very quickly for an NBA team from one season to the next. It's not always a gradual push, and you don't always have to sacrifice your flexibility in order to do that. That's kind of what I'm getting at as well. It's not just to win 32 to win 32 or to win 30 to win 30, whatever. It's what's realistic based on what has happened already, And I don't mean just the previous season. I mean looking ahead to this season, what's happening already as well. So a few more predictions we're gonna look at, and then we're gonna get started. We hitting 32. Okay, I'm not mad at that, Mike. 35 plus can get us the play-in. I agree. I think we're gonna push for the play-in. I'm not gonna give my number yet, but I think we're gonna push for the play-in. I think they'll be better than what people expect. Yes, 100%. And when you think about it, nobody is expecting us to do anything. You know why? Because all they know is our record last year. They didn't watch us last year, so all they know is our record. They know the 27-game losing streak because it was on ESPN, and that was all they knew. They didn't dive into our team. They didn't dive into our offseason. Nobody cared. So, of course, everybody's going to think we're going to be bad again this season. It's just naturally. But us, who pay attention to all the moves with the inner workings of the team and having the beat writers to help us keep up with what's going on, that's why we're able to have a little bit more insight and be able to say, I think we're going to do a little bit better than what everybody thinks. And I'm with you on that, Slum. Look at Orlando Magic. Nobody thought they was going to be as good as they were last year. Look at OKC a couple years ago. Things change quickly. Things can change quickly, whether it's through the draft, whether it's through free agency, whether it's through coaching, whether it's through adding veterans. A lot can change quickly. What's going on? Okay, 35-40. Okay, that's the last one. We're going to get into it. We competed in so many games. They just couldn't finish them. Okay, right. All right. So, guys, just give me a second. Let me cook. I have a lot to say about this. And this is not to be confrontational with anybody. This is not to say anybody's right, anybody's wrong. This is just my very, very strong opinion, right? Okay. So for those of you who are aware, I'm sure everybody saw Twitter's been on fire today. Bleacher Report predicted that the Pistons are going to win 24 games next year. They have us going 24-58, right? If that happens, that will be a 10-game increase over last season, right? Well, yeah, that's good, right? 10-game increase is good. Yeah, 10-game increase can be good depending on where you were. And that's kind of what I'm getting at. Me personally, guys, I am not going to be satisfied if we only win 24 games next year. To me, that will be a failure of a season. If that happens, that's a failure. And for me, guys, there are a ton of reasons why I feel that way, but I'm going to focus on just a few because this was not planned, but I saw Twitter going crazy. I talked to a few people about it, people that I'm cool with, talked about it, had difference of opinion, which is cool, no problem, right? But I want to give my opinion on what I think. And so that's what I'm going to do. So let's start by saying this. Corey Woods, right, beat writer, shout out Corey Woods. He interviewed, I think he was with MLive, beat writer for MLive. He interviewed Isaiah Thomas about a month and a half ago. And he interviewed him, and he asked him that same exact question. If he thought that the Pistons could win 25 games next season with all the roster construction that's been done, and also the overhaul of the front office. And Isaiah said that he was very disappointed that the bar has fallen so far that the progression for next season is 25 games. And I could not agree more. So many Pistons fans have lowered their bar, in my opinion, to a disappointing level. And it's ridiculous. Maybe that's because I was around when the Pistons were winning, when they were going to the conference finals every single year, when they won in 2004, went to the finals in 2005, Eastern Conference Finals for the next 4 years or 3 years. Maybe that's why. Maybe because I'm used to them. I was there when they won back-to-back with the Bad Boys, right? I was young, but I remember it. I've been around for all 3 championships. But that was a standard. I can hear it now, and I already hear it. I can already hear the chat. And maybe not the chat, but I can hear everybody else saying, Deuce, you got to stop living in the past, bro. Stop living in the past, man. That was 20 years ago. That was 30 years ago. Okay. But think about this. The teams that the Pistons were battling with in the 80s, right? The Celtics, the Lakers, right? Those teams to this day have still maintained that standard. ever since. Even if they weren't making the playoffs every year, even if they weren't reaching that standard, that was the standard. I'll give you some examples. When the Lakers, right, when they were losing in the early 2000s, when Shaq left, right, when we broke that team up in 2004 offseason, Lakers fans were disgusted with that team because they were missing the playoffs year after year after year because of their standard. Their standard was winning. Go back even further, or go actually jump ahead when they were missing playoffs in the 2010s, when Lonzo Ball was there, when Brandon Ingram was there, even further back when Swaggy P was there and Jordan Clarkson and all these guys were there, right? Do you guys remember that post-game interview when they won that game and they were hooting and hollering about winning that game? And Kobe Bryant, I think he was on, I forgot which late night show he was on, but he was on a late night show and he hadn't seen this clip. I think he was injured, so he hadn't seen the clip. I think it was Jimmy Kimmel. He showed him the clip. It was the Jimmy Kimmel live show. And he showed Kobe that clip. And Kobe literally just sat there like this. He was disgusted. He was disgusted. You know why? Because that's not their standard. That's what I'm saying. Our standard as Pistons fans, as an organization, has dramatically changed over the years. Pistons former owner, Bill Davidson, right? He had a standard. That standard was competing for the playoffs, bare minimum. It was really contending for championships, if we're being honest, right? But his standard was minimum playoff contention, and then see what happens when we get there. Maybe we can push. Maybe we get hot late. Maybe we have a great second half of the season after All-Star game, post-All-Star break, and we can catch fire late. But the bar was always, the floor was always the playoffs. Always. Always. So when he passed away, God rest his soul, that standard changed. In no way, shape, or form should anybody use a season where you lose 27 games in a row. You only win 1 out of every 6 games, basically. That should never be acceptable. And you should never use that as a baseline. Let me ask you a question. Do you guys think if we win 25 games by the end of next season, that Cade Cunningham is going to be content with that? You think he's going to be content with that? Or do you think he would even view that as a successful season after signing an extension to stay here for multiple years? I got another question for you. If I told you that Cade Cunningham 4 years ago, y'all get me fired up. If I told you that 4 years ago, Cade Cunningham, if you told Cade 4 years ago, right? You tell Cade in 2021, we're going to 2025 season now, right? 2020, right. If you told him in the 2021 season that this team would only have one more win from that season compared to this one in 2025, you think he'd be like, oh yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, for sure. I'm happy with that. You think he'd accept that? He wouldn't believe it, let alone accept it. He wouldn't believe it. And here's how I can virtually guarantee you that he wouldn't. Here's a stat for you. When Cade played with the Oklahoma State Cowboys in college, right? As a freshman, in his lone season, they went 19-8. I'm gonna say it again. When he played for Oklahoma State in college as a freshman, in his lone season, they won 19 games out of 27. I understand college is different, but follow me. Cade Cunningham won 5 more games as a freshman in college than he did last season with the Pistons, playing a third of the games. 27 games. That's a third. 27 times 2 is 54. Times 3 is 81. Add 1 more, you're at 82. A third of the games. He won 5 more in college than he did with the Pistons last season. What are we talking about? You can't just look at the jump and win total and use that as your barometer. You got to look at how many games you actually won. If we went 0-82 last year, I know it's a stretch, but just follow me. If we went 0-82 last year, would a 10-game jump be an improvement? Oh, we're 10-72 this year. No. I understand we didn't win 0 games, but we only won 14 more than 0. I could even understand if we had the same roster from last season and there was no turnover whatsoever, right? If we had no turnover, we brought the same team back, the same guys back, the same coach back, the same front office back. I could see that you think a 10-game, a 10-game increase would be a progression, even if we did only win 14 games, right? I could see that. Because you might think, okay, with a little internal growth, maybe they understand Monty Williams' system better. Maybe guys are more committed. Maybe Monty Williams stops benching Jaden Ivey. Maybe he gets his act together, right? If that was the case, then I could see people saying a 10-game jump is still progress from 14, because it's still 14 with no roster construction, no roster changes, no front office changes, no coaching changes. I'm still expecting a 10-game jump from 14. Everybody is excited about this team right now, right? Why? Why is everybody excited right now about this team? Because we actually have a much better constructed roster. Thank you, Trajan. We have more spacing for Cade Cunningham. Thank you, Trajan. We have veteran leaders who can actually produce on the court. Thank you, Trajan. We have much more talent overall than we did last season. Thank you, Trajan. And we don't have a coach who's going to sit one of your best players for a guy who couldn't even make his own national team and just signed with the Brooklyn Nets. Thank you, Trajan. We're excited about all that, right? For a 25-win season. We're so used to losing, it doesn't even affect fans anymore. Fans are just numb. I get it. A 27-game losing streak can do that to you. We lost 68 games last year, y'all. I'm going to say it again. We lost 68 times last year. All of our beat writers, content creators, everybody, we had to, if we're really committed, we had to create either 68 articles or 68 videos minimum about why we lost. Trying to put a different spin on it as to why we lost. It felt like deja vu, Groundhog Day every single time the Pistons played, damn near. It felt like G-Mac, for those who like G-Mac Cash, it felt like G-Mac Cash. He might as well wrote a song. You know, the Pistons lost again. Yeah, you know, the Pistons lost again. Yeah, you know, the Pistons lost again. That's how I felt. If you never experienced a winning franchise, it's hard to know what it feels like to have a winning one. Just ask Lions fans. Lions fans are losing their mind right now. Why? Because we're as good as we've ever been. What's that mean? We've been terrible every other time. Except for the couple years, the Barry era, when we got to a playoff game, we beat the Cowboys, right? And then a few years ago, what was that? 2017, 18, when we lost to the Cowboys, played them again, the Pettigrew flag that they called and then picked it up that game. That was really the last time that we've been good. And honestly, this team now is better than both of those teams. So Lions fans are losing their mind right now. They were so used to losing. They don't know what to do when they're winning. So what's that mean? When you're losing, you also don't know what to do when you're losing. What are we doing, man? I don't care, bro. Like, for those of us who remember what a winning team looks like, we will never accept a 25-win season as a progression. And I don't care how many games we have won or lost the previous season. It does not matter. I don't accept it, and neither should you. Be Trevor's, everybody. I'm out.